Hey folks, welcome to Myers Metal Detectors, located in sunny Tampa, Florida, where we sell nothing but fun and adventures, treasure hunting gear, and anything you can imagine for metal detecting. Give us a call, 813-237-1939. Happy hunting and dig deeper.
Live from sunny Florida, it's Treasure Talk.
Welcome, friends. Welcome to another exciting edition of Treasure Talk.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, we hope it's going to be an exciting edition tonight.
Oh, it's always exciting because we have the best guest tonight, Jeff.
Yeah,
Somebody you and me and Big Poppy.
That's right. That's
all
right.
righty,
Big Poppy in the house.
Yes, all righty, my friends. I guess we better get started because we got a lot to cover. We're going to talk about dirt digging tonight. We normally don't get a chance to do that ourselves. We're always interviewing guests. So if you have some questions for sure, type them out. And I doubt that I'll be able to see them because I see that stream feeding by so fast. But maybe Jeff, maybe Joe, or hopefully Jocelyn will get them and yell them over to me. She's on the other side of the shop here.
Yeah, and I've got a couple of finds that Surfside Dan sent me in. I asked people to send in pictures of their finds, and he's the only one that sent anything in.
Okay, well, I brought a lot of finds in too because people don't realize all the different finds I have. So I brought a lot in, and we'll try to show them on the camera. We'll see if we can do that. But first, let me get started on the spiel, even though we probably don't need to do it, but let's do it anyway. Of course, today's show is brought to you by your friends at Myers Metal Detectors, where we sell fun and adventure. And of course, the views, thoughts, and opinions expressed here by the Treasure Talk guest and member belong solely to the guest and member, and not necessarily to Phil Myers, Justin Myers, Myers Metal Detectors, or Jeff Monin. Or Big Poppy. He's there.
Howdy, folks.
And he's Big Poppy, a.k.a. Joe Pesci.
Hey, that's right. You know, I'm a funny guy. It's a Joe Pesci show tonight.
That's right. He's got beef in his teeth. Hey.
Yeah, he's just eating a nice big plate of dinner.
But Phil, I got a stone in my shoe. Huh?
Hey, salsicha.
And my buddy Joe here has been real busy at his other job where he sells Italian wine. So it's a perfect job for him.
Yeah, it's treating me very well. I can't complain. I actually, like I told you, Phil, I'm working harder now in this industry than I ever have. But it's so rewarding, and the owner of the company lets me do whatever necessary. So it was busy today.
Well, that's good. It sounds like your other job at Myers Metal Detectors. The owner of the company lets you do it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Sure.
You know I'm addicted to misery. That's why I work there.
All righty, my friends. Well, I guess I better make a few announcements before we get into it. And today's topic, we're talking about dirt digging and the best practices. And hopefully I won't hit any buttons and turn myself off the computer. But I have a couple announcements. First, Jeff, I wanted to let folks know, hey, I'm going to have Terry Shannon, and I have a copy of his book here. And I happen to like the shirt he's wearing on the cover of the book. But, I have the same exact shirt, believe it or not. We've got him. When is he coming up?
Next week.
Next week we got him.
Yeah.
And this is an awesome book. I went and read through it. We'll talk about that later. But also want to let folks know that Anita emailed me back, and she is shipping me a box of the this new relic book. So we should have those hopefully within a few days. In the store, and I'll probably put them on the website so people can buy those. And then the real big news, if you own a Naka Legend, we're going to have the LG 24 coil. That's the 9.5 by 5.5 coil in stock. So that's kind of happy news for those folks who are using the Legend.
Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy.
Now,
I hope you got a bunch of them coming.
For the new Deus coil, the 13-inch coil, don't have that yet, but hopefully that'll be soon too.
Well, I'm sure that'll come. But how many are you getting in?
Of the Legend coil?
Yeah.
I got 12 coming.
You better reorder.
Yeah, if I get a bunch of orders, I'll reorder some real quick. Get another order in.
Well, I
So
don't think we're going to need them.
yeah, that was the big news. The new Legend coil coming, and
Other big news, excuse me, is now that Myers Metal Detectors now is on Instagram.
yes, I am.
All y'all that's on Instagram, you need to get over there and follow him because they're going to be weekly specials, Instagram specials only. With a
Yeah, we're going to try to do that. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Are you on Instagram, Joe?
Yeah, definitely.
Are you?
You saw the videos at the shop.
Oh, that's right. You showed me one. Well, how long you been on Instagram?
Probably for about a year. I don't post a lot of stuff. I have a lot of followers, and I follow a lot of people, but I don't really post a lot. But I'll be following you, Mr. Myers.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Beasy. I'll follow you too. As soon as you hit the button, I'll learn to hit it back to follow that person too. All righty.
Good
Well,
God, people, you think they were dating? Jesus.
I don't know anything about this social media stuff. This has just been a lesson for me to learn everything, including Facebook and now Instagram. I hope don't have to learn another thing.
Well, just don't learn TikTok because then the Chinese will know. But then you'll have documents and stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah, confidential documents, secret documents. Okay.
That's a big negatory on that TikTok stuff.
Yeah.
Yep, indeed.
All righty. So I guess we'll get started here. Tonight's topic is going to be dirt digging and best practices. And you guys chime in anytime you want. I'm going to real quick talk about finding the right spot. And Joe knows where I'm at down here in Seminole Heights, which I've always said it's best to hunt close to home so you don't have a real long drive to go to a hunting spot. I mean, unless it's a big event like dig stock or something like that, try to find locations that are close to your home. Wouldn't you guys agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Because usually, you're pretty tired after hunting for about 4 hours, right?
Yeah,
Phil?
yeah. So you don't want an 8-hour trip every time you go hunting. So I always try to find sites that are close to home, and I guess I'll bring up a past WSAS member because I learned this from him, and that was Jeff Zolna. And he had just recently passed away, and he was a club member, and he had a passion for metal detecting. And I learned a lot from. I just watch people and ask them all the time. You'll see if you know me, I read a lot. I ask a lot of questions. And when I had met Jeff at the WSAS meeting years ago, he always had 10 or more silver coins on the competition table. So I asked him real quick, like, hey, how do you find all those? And he, of course, didn't release the information right away. But in his handyman business, I hired him to put, you'll see the deck at the shop here and the deck at my house. He put those on. So I asked him the same thing while he was putting the deck on, and he invited me to go hunting with him. And as we went hunting, he just took me into West Tampa and the South Tampa, and he had all these lots that were cleared, and we'd pass a lot, and he'd look at the builder who was on the lot, and then he'd look on his phone, and I asked him, and he said, "Oh yeah, that one, I know that guy." He had his phone filled with all these builders, and these guys tore out houses all the time. And Joe knows this. I've done the same thing. I just learned that from him, just to call the people and get permission to hunt on their lots, and that way we had a better chance of finding silver coins. So I learned that from Jeff Zolna, to find older lots in your area close to your house. I kind of stick around either West Tampa or Riverside Heights or Tampa Heights, for Seminole Heights. I just stick in those areas because they're close to me, and that's what enabled me to find a lot of silver coins. Wouldn't you agree, Joe?
Yeah, definitely. And those areas you mentioned, those are really old historical areas that even though you may see a new house on that lot, before that, in the interim, when they knock the old one down and start building, Phil gets the permission, and we go out there and we have a good time. We're always very competitive, Phil and myself. See who gets the most coins.
The most coins and the oldest coin, the silver
Yeah.
coin, anything unusual. You just find those type of things. Now, don't get me wrong, beach hunting, you probably have a better chance of finding a more valuable target, something that's worth a little money. But these lots, you find the cool things. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Old antique toy cars and made by Hubble or Tootsie. We found a lot of those. I actually found an iron actually like the ones that Jocelyn collects. And I found that down 2 feet deep when it used DS2.
Yeah.
Some of the fun.
Now, how about you, Jeff? What's your thoughts on hunting close to home?
It's always better, especially if there's a barbecue joint near.
Yeah, Joe likes to mix hunting with eating too.
Well, I have my friend, John David comes over and we go to hunt, but mostly we go to get barbecue. See, and then we go out to this old farm, and we've hunted it a number of times, but they got a really great back and front porch with rocking chairs. So you eat a little barbecue and then you take a nap.
That's what it's all about. That's camaraderie.
That's
Yes,
right.
it is for sure. And folks, I wanted to remind y'all, Jocelyn is in the chat. So if you get a question that Jeff doesn't catch, if you got a question, be sure to send it to Jocelyn, or she'll flag us. But I see Jeff's got a question posted already, and they're asking if I have the Deus 280 backpack in stock. I think that's the backpack right behind me in the
Pick it up
corner.
and show them.
I think that's it. Is that it, Joe?
Yeah, that's the large. We have one there on the wall, and we have one in the back. That's a Deus backpack.
Yeah, I think that's it.
That is a great backpack, I have to tell you.
I wish I needed to have a backpack when I hunted, but like I'm telling you folks, I tried to hunt close to home and have everything in my truck. Yeah, I guess I could store in the backpack, but why do that? I just take my stuff with me. But if I was going to do one of these big dig stock trips or something, or England, I'd probably have a backpack like
Oh
that.
yeah, well I think he does a little traveling. And Roy Goodall he called me out. He says, wants me to tell the truth. I can't be far from Modelo. And there is some truth in that.
Ah, well, I don't have a Modelo.
I like
That's okay.
Modelo.
But we can get you a Cyclops from Cyclop beer from Sicily.
There you
There
go.
you go.
I'll take that, Joe. So you doing okay over there, Jocelyn?
So if you can, Joe, just see if you got any connections to get me some Peroni Red Label.
No, I have Cyclops Red Label Rosso. That's
Rosso.
the heavy Rosso one.
I'll take it.
I have that.
Yeah, I've drinking that, and it's good. It's real good. Nice smooth taste. It is. So let me keep going on my list. I was reminding folks to try to find older properties in their neighborhood close to home. And of course, you got to learn to talk to people and ask them. That's the secret. And I think I'm getting. Can you guys hear any feedback on my end?
Yep.
Just
Hey, Josh, you might be a little loud over there, honey. Yeah, she got it. Okay. And then the other thing, what I do with these builders is I tell them to save my number. And if they ever lose something, I'm willing to go out there and find it for them, which I've done that several times already. Found wellheads for the builder. So, we got a reciprocal relationship. They get a property. I ask them, I'll email them, make sure it's okay. Because I have run into problems. And Joe, this, where we bid on a property that was the builder's property. We thought it was. Actually, he was building a custom home for somebody. Next thing you know, we're trespassing on a piece of property. And that wasn't, we just said we're sorry and left. But we just didn't realize it. We thought it was his property. It was the property owner's property. So wasn't a fun situation. But we got out of it, didn't we, Joe?
Yeah, oh, definitely. It was an
So,
interesting conversation, but we got out of it.
yeah. We'll talk about that later for sure.
There's a question from Ian Aiken. He wants to know, do you have contracts when you gain permission or just verbal?
Just verbal, because I don't know if I'd want to sign a contract with anybody. We just hunt the yards, and if someone did, like this case where it was a property owner's property, we of course said we're sorry and we left. We didn't have any arguments with them. But no, I don't get any contracts. I just ask them. And you want to ask people who have a lot of properties. So if you know some property owners, builders, those type of people, because then you get one okay, and you've got a lot more places to hunt. And like I said, I like hunting parks, but you're generally nowadays you're gonna have a hard time finding silver in parks.
Yeah.
Aren't your parks, most of them in Tampa, off limits?
Yes, they are. Although I know I shouldn't tell this, but I've hunted them for like 40 years, and nobody's ever said anything to me.
No, as long as you, after you've dug the hole and you keep it manicured, the park rangers, they just drive by. They don't mess with you. But if you're one of those kind of people that go out there and you dig a hole and you just keep leaving it open and it looks like a mole has been through there, that's not good. That's not professional. You have to act professional, and when you're out there hunting, especially in parks. And Phil, you had a question from Delco Detecting. You wanted to know how much that backpack was.
I don't have that off the top of my head.
It's not on the thing on the backpack.
Did you put a tag on it?
I believe I did.
Hey, he's a good employee.
Unless you knocked it off.
I must have knocked it off. It is a good backpack, but tell him to call me tomorrow, and we'll get it straightened out. Get you the price on it. And
Mark Fiorello wants to know how much the legend coil.
I should have looked that up before I got on here and started saying.
Just call him.
Call me tomorrow, because I don't even have them in my hand yet, but I should be able to get you the pricing on that tomorrow. No problem at all. We can do that. But back to what we were talking about is finding properties. Another way to find properties is show everybody what you find. Get you a nice display case, show the coins and different things you find. Just talk about your hobby. Be passionate about it, and you'd be surprised that people will say, hey, you should check out this lot or that property, because I've had people do that. I've had builders actually during this pandemic, I've told this before, walk by the front of my house, we're shut down, and them say, oh, you got the metal detecting store, you should check out some of my properties. You didn't have to ask me twice, we did it immediately.
Yeah.
Why don't you show us some of your finds?
Oh yeah, you want me to show some finds?
Yeah.
Okay. That's an easy one, maybe. With this camera.
Maybe.
I'm showing some buttons here. I don't know if you can see them on the screen, can you?
Yeah, we can see them.
Not crystal, but you can see them.
These are all from downtown Tampa. So they're all Fort Brooke buttons, which Fort Brooke was the 1820s through 1870s. So those are all, and they're all, got uniform military insignia stuff on it. There's very few blank ones. And then there's some in the back here. I got a couple belt plates. some hat plates, different stuff. You know, and I'll bring some of them out in a minute, I guess. But you know, when you're digging, I don't collect all the coins. I only collect the Barber Dime series. That's the only ones I collect. So I've got my collection of those. And I've got it all filled but one slot. And you'll see they're all different. Maybe I can zoom in on these. I don't know if this camera will do that.
No, it doesn't.
No, they're all different usage. You know, some are in real nice shape and some are almost worn flat. But hey, that's the way you find them. So that's how I put them in the book.
Yeah, those are nice. Nice Dansko book.
Yes. And I'm like I said, I'm missing the one. I think it's an 1894 O, which is 1895 O is the key date. And I didn't find that one. I have seen those found here in Tampa. I had did some horse trading for my 1895 O, but I did find the 1897 O, which was my key date also. I found that one. And it's just, I just collected Barber Dimes because you can collect so many things in detecting. It gets to be a bit much having everything. So you got to let some stuff go.
Now, those books that you keep your coins in, do you stock those?
No, I do not. You'd have to get those from Richard up at Coincopia, or find them in your area.
Those are called Dansko.
Yeah, Dansko
makes the best coin book. It actually has a piece of sheet of plastic that goes in between, so your coins are not get more corroded or anything. It's really nice. I have a book of the Morgan silver dollars and Ben Franklin half filled up, but I didn't put any of those.
What'd you say, Joe?
I said I have a book filled with the Ben Franklin halves, and I have a book filled with the Morgan silver dollars, but I didn't find any of those. I found them at a coin shop.
Oh, okay. You found them in a coin shop. I found a couple of Ben Franklin halves. Wouldn't be enough to fill a coin book. I think the dimes are more, you'll find them more because it's a smaller coin, easier to lose. The half dollars and the silver dollars, they're tough to find because if you drop that in, you know, first a half dollar in the 40s was worth a lot. You know, it was just worth a lot more money than it is today. And it's a big coin, so it would be easier to spot that on the ground. So that's why there's probably so few of them found. For sure.
That's true. I found a few walkers.
Yeah, I have too. I found a Barber half dollar. I found actually a couple of those. One was like coated in tar from being dropped, I guess, in a parking lot and got tarred over.
Now, especially down there in the summertime when it's real hot, with the old blacktops that they use with the tar, you drop a coin on it. If somebody wasn't watching, stepped on it, you can just drive it right into the blacktop.
Absolutely. That would happen. It'd be sunk and be gone till somebody came by and dug it out with a shovel and a metal detector, for sure. So how we doing on questions? You've got to read it. I can't read it.
This is from Shayla Stewart. She says, hello, I am new and interested in hunting on my property in Tennessee and in Florida on the beaches. What is the best detector to start with?
Oh, she's got so many choices for detectors today. You know, if you want first I'd suggest a multi-frequency detector if you want something to hunt the beaches with. And I'd also say waterproof. So you've got the Legend, the Deus 2, the Mind Labs, all four of those, if you want completely waterproof and submersible. And what do you think, Joe?
I would go with the first, because for her starting, that Deus 2 is going to be a little intricate. I would probably try to sell her on the the Legend or the Mine Lab 700 or 900. If she's
Yeah.
going to do coin hunting on her property, I would do the 900 because you have two coils in the box. You got the 6-inch and you got the 11-inch. You can use the 11 for the beach, and for the land, you can use that small coil because they work wonderful on those two different applications.
Well,
Absolutely.
I would say Legend because now you've got the 9x5 coil,
Exactly.
which is an absolute killer coil. But by the same token, if she went with the Mine Lab of 700 or 900, she could buy the 9x5 Coil Tech coil.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah, that's true. And even, you know, if you're a lady and you want something a little lighter, those detectors are extremely light anyway. But just swinging a smaller coil makes the detector a whole lot lighter. And it's also easier to learn. You know, I just think those detectors would get the job done. Now, if she doesn't want to worry about waterproof, then you still have, you've got the Garrett Ace Apex as multi-frequency, and you have Mind Labs Vanquish as multi-frequency. All those are, you know, in the $400 to $500 range.
Yeah. Well, you know, what are the Legends are not that much more anymore.
No, the Legend without a headphone is $499. And with the headphones, the wireless is $599. With the Pro Pack 2 coils is $699. So
You
you've
can't
got a
beat
lot of choices. You know, just call us tomorrow and we'll get you set up if you want to do it.
and that would be all that she would ever need.
Yes,
You
absolutely.
need a beach scoop for hunting the beach because you
Yes.
don't want to take your shovel out on the beach, and you don't want to be digging with your hands, and you want to wear some good beach shoes.
Absolutely, Jeff.
Yeah, I commented on Terry's book. He said use some flip flops for the dry sand, and I despise flip flops, especially with my my heel hurting. You know, it just I always make sure I've got the arches in my shoes.
J&B hobbyist, can you see it?
Jocelyn's asking me a question from J&B
It's not
Hobbyist.
a question,
Okay.
but he doesn't have anyone to hunt.
Oh, he doesn't have any J&B Hobbies, doesn't have anyone to hunt with. You know, I would suggest myself try to meet somebody on Facebook or one of the metal detecting clubs because that's where you learn a lot. Doing that or one of these big hunts. You got to find a hunting buddy so you have somebody to hunt with. I don't know what part of the country he's in. Do you know, Jeff?
JBP, I think she is up in Tennessee.
In Tennessee. Boy, there should have some relic clubs up there.
So especially the young lady that is new could probably, if they're anywhere near each other, she could probably benefit from JBP's experience, I would think.
Yes, and that's one thing I notice about people who metal detect. They're willing to share info all the time.
Oh,
You know,
sure.
no, you know, they might not share their secret spots, but they'll share info. Did you have another?
No, do you remember we went to a hunt in Tennessee?
Yeah, no, we went to hunt in
Yeah,
Virginia
well, they
and
probably have them in
in
Tennessee.
Culpeper.
I know
Yeah, I'm
they
sure
have
there's
them.
relic hunts up there because they'll
She's
have.
in,
That's very
I'm sorry, I missed you guys. What you said?
I said that's a historic area, Tennessee.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
JBP lives in Cleveland, Tennessee, and I'm not sure where the new young lady lives. If she's still watching, let us know where you live in Tennessee, and maybe you can meet up with JBP and do some
Yeah,
hunting.
yeah, because I think it would be a little harder for ladies to get together to hunt. So that would be a good thing to do and go as a pair and, you know, and you can meet up on Facebook or clubs or different organizations. I'm sure there's relic hunting clubs in Tennessee. I would have
There's one in Nashville, but I don't know where Cleveland is in relation to Nashville. I don't have a clue, but
yeah, but the metal detecting clubs are a good place to start, and you learn a lot from seeing all the stuff people find. Don't you think, Joe?
Absolutely, and you become friends with people. You have good camaraderie because you have the same common interest. depending on whatever kind of treasure hunting you want to do, metal detecting, bottle hunting, magnet fishing. You know, the club that Phil and I belong to, and Jeff's been to the club. It's got a bunch of interesting folks, and everybody there, speaks to one another and get along great. I think that's a really good source of camaraderie and a source of knowledge. Because, like I always say, knowledge is power.
It is. And we also a lot of the clubs do. I know ours does. We get good speakers to come in. We'll get. I think this month we've got Captain Carl Fismer, and then next month we've got Terry Shannon coming over from Melbourne. Talk about Treasure Coast hunting. So you learn a lot. The whole purpose is just like our show here is to educate our members and to yeah, this is Terry's book. I showed it before, but I'll do it again. But we want to help educate people in the hobby and just get them excited and just help them have fun with it.
Okay, that Shayla Stewart lives in Northwest Tennessee in Weakley County. She moved there from Florida. I don't know where Weakley County is. Maybe JBP knows where it's at, or some other folks from Tennessee. So, any of you folks from Tennessee that are looking to help somebody out, let's get up with Shayla, and possibly you might find a good friend and help her out a little bit.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Definitely.
All righty, so let's talk a little bit about equipment since we had one question on it. And Joe, what's your favorite detector?
Right now, I'm swinging the Deus 2. I had moved on from the Lab Equinox 600 to the Deus 2. There was definitely a learning curve. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about it, but I love the machine because it goes super, super deep, and you hardly miss any targets whatsoever. I learned how to program it through actually a guest that you guys had, the metal medalist, that guy Scott y'all had on the show. I watched how he, changed program and on his machine, and I did the same thing. I love the park mode. The park mode to me is very easy to use. Um, when I first started with it, I was using the general program and I was missing targets left and right. When I put in that park mode, and I seldom miss anything with that machine. So yeah, I love it. I love it. It's extremely light. You can swing that thing all day. It's a great machine. But I am definitely impressed with the two new Mind Labs that came out, the 7 and the 900. I'm impressed with the simplicity of the machine, and I'm impressed that you don't actually have to buy a carbon fiber handle because it's already equipped with it. It's extremely light as well.
Yeah, it is extremely light, and I just think they looked at the competition. They said, what can we do to step it up? How about you, Jeff?
I swing my Deus too,
And you're
and
loving it?
I like Joe. I've customized mine out, my programs out. I hunt a lot in relic mode, but I tweak it. Because relic mode goes very deep and it still hits on small coins and that kind of stuff. I use a lot of the programs. And I hunt mostly in pitch mode with mine. I like the pitch signal. Even on the beach, I use Beach P, which is beach in the pitch mode, which I know you like that as well.
Oh yeah, I love the pitch mode. And when we're talking about detectors, I've been doing this a long time. So you saw those buttons in there. Most of those were found probably in the year 2000. I was Hunter of the Year at the club. Did you know that, Joe?
No.
I was Hunter of the Year in the year 2000, and I found the U.S. belt plate then, and I found a load of buttons. See, Tampa, when something got tore up and I got permission to be on the site, those things, they didn't last long. You know, you might have a couple weeks and then bam, they got fences around it, and then you move the big equipment in, and you can't hunt on it. But we had older equipment then, and it wasn't what we have today. Today's equipment is so much nicer, so much deeper. The processors are so much faster. Even with the small coils, go extremely deep. Wouldn't you agree with that, Jeff?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
Very, very deep. Sometimes deeper than I want to dig.
yes,
Yeah.
and the processors are so much faster. But, 20, 30 years ago, you didn't have that. Everything was dog slow. If you hit a piece of iron, it would mask out the good target next to it. And it just was an issue hunting in iron. We don't have that today like we did then. And I'll show you how we got around hunting in iron then is we would use a coil. This is a Garrett, a coil cover for a Garrett 4-inch coil. I had I think it was a 4-inch White's sniper coil on my White's detector. And I learned that from another metal detectorist in the club. And he was a past, I think, a VP and president. That was Jim Singleton. He had an old Fisher metal detector, and I think it was a 1266. And his coil, this was big for his coil. His coil was like 3 inches. And I would always be amazed at the depth he would get out of that. And he could go right by somebody. Everybody else had 12-inch coil, 11-inch coil, or bigger, and they wanted to go deeper. And he'd go right by him with that tiny little coil and pull targets out left and right. So I did the same thing with him. I asked him, hey, how is it you're finding all this? He said, you got to get a small coil when you're rolling in the iron. And that's, today we have such faster detectors, you could get away with using your larger coil. But this MindLab 6-inch coil or the Coil Tech 5x10 or that new Legend coil, that really aids when there's a lot of junk in the ground. It just makes life so much easier. And if you have any health issues where you're getting worn out on the bigger coil, by all means, put the smaller coil on it, and you will have an easier time.
Oh, yeah. And today, with all the detectors out there that are so good, and people getting into the hobby now, they don't realize how good they got it now.
They don't. They're not lugging around that big heavy box like the Coin Master, the White's Coin Master. I know some customers who've used those before, and I see them every once in a while here in the shop. People bring them by and show them to us or want us to take them. I try not to take them because I don't have any room for them, but they don't know how good they have it with the microprocessors and the detectors today, the depth they get. Before, if you got 3 or 4 inches, years ago, that was good.
Yeah.
Now we get 8, 10 inches on a dime sometimes. If you're good with your detector, you'll get 10 inches all day, depending on your soil.
Or deeper.
Yes, or deeper. Absolutely. Even on small targets. Well, you guys know
it's on edge.
You guys know at the beach when you get those little rivet heads that drive you crazy with a detector. I'm sure you find them, don't you, Jeff?
Yep, I do. And Delco says he's going to buy that backpack. You better call him tomorrow, Delco. It'll be gone.
Yeah. Do we have 2 of them, Joe, or is just one?
There's one, I believe, in the back on that table. That in the back room. There's one, and then you have that one you just took down for the display.
Yeah. Yeah, the backpacks here in Florida aren't as popular of an item. All the detector manufacturers make them, but for some reason we just don't sell a lot of them here. So it's nice that we're going to sell the Deus 2 backpack.
That's
Happy
right.
day.
I think Delco's probably going to go to Dig Stock, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a reason to have it.
The backpack is awesome when you're going to be hunting a long period of time. You can store stuff in there like bottled water, freeze a bottled water or a Gatorade or something, or a sandwich you can put in there. Or if you're walking a long trail in some secluded woods that you're trying to get back to some historic site, you definitely need a backpack then.
Yeah, Pastor Rick will use one.
because you can put a little. You could even put a little cooler in there with a couple of Modelo's. Boom.
I don't think Joe mixes those two hobbies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Pastor Rick here in Tampa. He does some long walks when he's hunting, and he'll put some stuff in a backpack and take it with him. And then I think he goes up to Tennessee a couple times a year, and he'll do the same thing there because he said he's walking for like 2 or 3 miles.
Yeah.
So the backpack definitely has some uses. It's just I haven't got to use a need for one yet, but that's coming for sure. Modelo.
Yes, indeed. Modelo.
Yeah,
Everybody
Jocelyn
has
said Diggy and Canuck wants a Modelo.
I know. I got it hooked.
Oh goodness.
Yeah. And what's cool is, like you said, Phil, all the manufacturers are making backpacks and accessories. So if you're a Deus user, you have that fancy backpack, and you're going to be styling and profiling it out there.
Yeah.
Plus all the stuff you can take with it. You can take an extra digger. You could take an extra shaft for your detector. If you have an Excalibur Merlin, you could pack another Merlin. You can pack everything you need in to that Deus 2 backpack.
Absolutely.
When I took mine to England, I had everything in it. I had that sucker filled up. I had 2 detectors with 4 coils. 2 complete detectors and 4 coils in it plus other stuff. So, that you can't beat that backpack.
Right. And if something broke and you had replacement parts for it, that's the good thing about having a backup detector. And I always take a backup detector because I don't want my day ruined by something breaking, me breaking something, and it's over with. Then I got to quit. So I always have the backup detector for sure. And actually, with that Deus too, if you got an extra coil and you got the master, you've got another detector.
You betcha, you do. You absolutely do. And for those of you that have machines that require batteries, bring your extra batteries. Always bring your extra batteries. You may have a rechargeable machine, but you may still be using like a Garrett Carrot, which takes 9-volt batteries. Bring extra batteries because it never fails. Your battery will go out when you least expect it.
Always.
That's correct.
And that's one cool thing about the that Legend in the Pro Pack. There's an external battery that you can plug right in while you're hunting. So if you're way out in the woods, you put that in your backpack or on the detector, and it probably balances a little better.
Well, it just extends your detecting time.
Yes. For sure.
So what about digging tools, Phil?
Oh, I was just going to mention that. I use this type of tool. Actually, I use one exactly like this, the Excalibur shovel. I had a Lesh for a long time, but I like this one better. And I use this if I'm in a park. Do not go, let me repeat this. Do not go into a park with one of the big shovels. Anything with a long handle. I don't care if they allow metal detecting or not. Use this. I think it's bad to go in with a shovel, especially like on a ball field. I'll go and hunt ball fields and I'll use one of these and a pinpointer. And I do really well. I like hunting old ball fields because you find a lot of coins, a lot of stuff is lost there. And I prefer to hunt in the outfield right where the center fielder, right fielder, and left fielder will stand. I like to do that big circle around where they stand at. And I use a little digger like this and a pinpointer, and I've been very successful. I found my first gold ring in the outfield, the center field, right where they were standing at, and with a hand digger.
And you might as well show them the Merlin.
Yes, the Merlin shovel.
You betcha. That is a groundbreaking.
Yes, Jocelyn is saying for me to give them my phone number because people want this shovel.
237-1939.
813-237-1939. That's it.
That's it.
And they can call me tomorrow. I'll be in here. But yeah, this is the nicest shovel. And of course, we have Rich, friend of ours, makes these leather holders, and I think we still have the Excalibur holder too, but this is a real heavy duty one that we have.
We have a question from Tim Waters. He wants to know if you can buy the small shovel without the kit. I'm assuming he's talking about the Excalibur hand digger, and yes, you can.
Yes, you can. Just call me tomorrow. This one is the goldenrod, and yeah, it's a nice digger. Absolutely. I don't have that off the top of my head, Josh, so we have to wait on that. Yeah, just call me tomorrow and we'll get it. We'll give the price on it. I think it's $49.95, I believe. Is that correct, Joe?
For what? The hand digger?
Yes.
No, that's 110.
No, that's with that fancy sheath. He doesn't want that.
Oh, he doesn't want the fancy sheath?
Yes. But I saw, and I'm gonna have to ask Rich about making those. I saw a sheath on Etsy or somewhere was just like that, but it had a loop for the pinpointer stick in it. And
Oh,
I
I'm
thought,
sure
man,
Rick can do that.
that would be a cool idea.
That guy's a master leather craftsman.
Yes, he is. So I could have that little loop put on there so your pinpointer could go in there, or you could use that Gray Ghost Finds pouch. That's an awesome pouch.
Yep, and also you need a lanyard.
Daniels, yeah, Dan's lanyard. A
You
Dan,
betcha. John Ironman, I think. Ironman, does the Legend battery pack work with the Simplex, or is there a battery pack for the Simplex?
That is a really good question, and I don't have the answer to that one.
I believe those battery packs were specifically manufactured for the Legend, because on the actual handle, where your arm cuff is at, it's got it where it slides straight in there.
Yeah, I'm trying to look.
Yep.
And see if
I don't think the Legend, it's strictly for the Legend.
Yes, I'm with you on that one too, Jeff.
Let's see if there's any other questions in here. I don't see any right now.
Well, Jeff, are we going to do a giveaway?
We are.
Why don't we do that?
We are, and it's a goodie. It's good.
Yeah, it's a good giveaway.
So everybody knows that you, first of all, for any of the giveaways on Treasure Talk, you have to be a member of Treasure Talk. Treasure Talk YouTube, very easy for you to do. Just subscribe to the channel, send an email to treasuretalkshow@gmail.com. Ask for all notifications. Let me know that. I can check, make sure everything's fine. Then you find the video that I put up every Tuesday for the upcoming giveaway. You enter the phrase that I tell you to enter, and you were entered for that giveaway. You must be tuned in to win, because you see right there, my phone number is on the screen. Once I announce the winner, you'll have 3 minutes to text me with your name and that you are here. Then you must send an email to treasuretalkshow@gmail.com, your name, address, phone number, and any other pertinent information we may need. So let's draw the name. So what you're going to win, you are going to win. You got the stuff to hold up, Phil?
I will get it.
Pinpointer.
I'll get it.
And a Myers cap and some coin books, and also the coveted. And I mean, this sucker is sought after worldwide, son. This here.
Oh, yeah, I got one of those too. Yes.
It's sought after worldwide.
Got a pinpointer. I got a real cool hat. I got a Civil War Tokens, a new book from the same people who put out the coin, the Red Book coin book. And then it looks like a year's worth. This would be, the year is, they're vintage, 1997, and they're really nice shape. They're stored in plastic, Lost Treasure magazines, a whole year.
And a calendar.
Oh, yeah, you can't miss the calendar. You're going to get that whether you want it or not.
Well, they
That's
trust
cool.
you.
Isn't that right, Joe?
You want it. And thanks, Ricky T, for reminding me.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the phrase you had to use, which is an absolute truism of life, is if Phil don't have it in stock, you don't need it.
That is correct.
That is a truism of life. So get your fingers ready because you got 3 minutes. So at 7:55, I'm
Yes.
going to draw another name. So Robert Ridgway,
Oh, good.
you are the winner, my friend. Text me within 3 minutes.
Robert Ridgway. Yeah, he's over in Pinellas County.
Yep.
And everybody loves the towel. Digging Canuck loves
And
the
I'm going
towel.
to tell you what, you can take that towel. If you go out to a 5 Michelin star restaurant, you could use it as a napkin. It's that fine.
You just tuck it in right here, you know.
That's right. If you're eating lobster, got your towel.
That's your towel. Absolutely.
If you're drinking Modelo, you don't want to spill any on your shirt, you got your towel.
You got your
Drink
towel.
white wine with that towel, not red wine, because if you happen to spill that, it'll stain. But
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So Robert Ridgway is the winner. If
yep,
he
he needs to
contacts us.
text, or he gonna lose it.
All righty. So let's
You
keep
do it,
going.
$149 pinpointer. It's a great
Yes, it
pinpointer.
is. That's a nice Fisher pinpointer. That's a nice one for sure. So they got a nice set. So
Shayla Stewart, Robert Ridgway's texted. Good. Now do the email, Robert. Shayla Stewart, the number that you need to call for the Guru Myers Metal Detectors is 813-237-1939. I will put it in the chat.
and if he wants to pick it up in the store, he can do that. That's up to him. We're in here Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Joe, you going to be around on Saturday this week?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'll be there Saturday.
It's always nice. I put them on the air and asked them that on the air, so no pressure.
No worries.
It wouldn't make any difference. He'd just say, hey, I ain't coming. I got something going.
No, I didn't come this Saturday because I had a big wine festival that I had to be at in Sheridan St. Key.
Yeah,
But
that was the hotel that Jimmy Baker got in trouble with.
I'm telling you, I hadn't been in that hotel in years, and they remodeled. It's beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, the years ago. Do we have a flux capacitor? Yeah, we have that in the back. We got them on sale too.
Back to the
That's
Future.
right. $9,999.99.
Oh yeah.
And you get a towel and a calendar.
Yes, you get the towel and the calendar too with the flux capacitor.
And a hat.
And a blue hat or a red hat. Make the beach clean again hat.
That's right. And Robert Ridgway is in the chat, and he said he will swing by.
Sweet. Well, we'll get a picture of him with it on too. We'll make him hold the calendar, wear the towel and the hat,
That's right.
and hold
Yeah,
the
good
book
enough.
and the magazines in his hand.
Just go to Publix and get a drumstick. He can hold a drumstick up or something.
All righty. Well, let's continue with our chat. And you know what we always say when you buy a new detector, what you're supposed to do.
Read the manual.
Hey, read the manual.
That's right.
How about that?
I'll tell you something smart. Now, I'm going to tell you something smart that my friend John David does. He got the Legend, and it was a little new to him. He putters with it a lot out in his yard, but what he's done is he copied the manual, he printed it off, and he condensed it down in smaller form. He carries that with him. Plus, he's got a little tag with varying numbers that, he's done a test garden. He carries that with him. He can just attach it right on the arm cuff of the detector. It doesn't get in the way. So if he needs a quick reference guide, boom, there it is.
That's a great idea. But when you buy a detector from Myers Metal Detectors, right? Right, Phil?
Yes.
We train you before you leave that building. You know, you're going to know probably 80% about the detector before you leave. We want you to feel confident. That's for sure.
Oh,
Somebody's asking me if I ordered a coil.
Chief
And-
Digger.
Simplex. I want to need it. Chief Digger, I think that might be Renee.
It is.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
How did you know, Jeff?
She won a stuff.
Oh, okay.
I know.
Yes, I believe that's already in the works. So as soon as I got it, I'll call you at the end of the week or Facebook message you. So yes, that's a Simplex. That's an awesome detector too for people
It is very much so.
who getting started. I mean, it is just, I've seen so much stuff found even in salt water with that detector out in the water. I'm just amazed by that. That's a Naka product too, and the price is hard to beat on it. But
Yeah.
Joe, you were talking about this, weren't you? Our cheat card.
Oh yeah, that's one of the cards that we give out. But we, like I said, we train you right in the shop with one of our display models. That way, you already know how to operate it.
Yes, but John's David's idea having the garden in the backyard, that is a really nice setup. And I would put like a diamond 8-10 inches and see if you can get those and learn your detector and learn what to listen for. If you're a coin and dirt hunter, do that for sure. So yes, read your manual, and then I would say a good thing to do would be to get an after a book like this one. They make these for the Legend, and I'm sure he's got them for the. Or I don't know if Clyde's got them for the Deus too.
I don't know. I don't think so. I haven't been able to get up with him.
No, we don't have them for the Deus too. We have it for the new Legend, and we have them for the Equinox products and
Yes.
Excalibur.
Yeah. So read a book like that and try to learn all you can about your new detector. Especially, most of the time, most people don't use all the tricks that you can with your detector. They
Yeah,
just hook it to a program, but for most people, that's enough.
Yep.
But I know you customize yours a little bit, Jeff.
Yeah, I got mine customized a lot.
Yeah. Well, that's good. You've learned your
That's me.
detector.
You know,
A lot of people don't do that. They just hunt in the stock programs, and that's fine too. Though, if you've got success, stick with what works. Would you agree with that?
And that's what, especially in the Deus too, the standard stock programs that are in there, and there's a number of them. They're all really good.
Yeah,
Yes.
Where people make a big mistake, I think, is they try to discriminate out too much stuff because they don't like digging it. Nobody likes digging pull tabs. Trust me,
What you got?
But you got to, because you cannot discriminate out pull tabs, because you can discriminate out gold rings, all kinds of stuff.
correct.
Sometimes you just got to dig the bad. Now something that you can do is take some bottle caps and plant it in your test garden. And one, going back to the Modelo, it's that gold foil wrap one, and that throws off a completely different signal than any other bottle cap. Plant some of those and get used to that signal. It's a little bit different. Don't you think, Joe?
Yeah, absolutely.
So get
Yes.
used to listening for that, the little bit of differences, and it'll just save you time. Just do not discriminate out everything, because you're going to miss too much stuff.
Right. Absolutely. True words couldn't have been said, Jeff. Hey, listen, Jocelyn just told me we have a question from Louis Villarreal. And he's asking, do you have the headphones for the Legend, the waterproof headphones? And yes, we do. We have the Naka headphones, and we also have the Gragos headphones for that detector. So we can get you set up. Just stop in or just give me a ring. Because he's wanting to take his housing of his detector deeper in the water. And of course, we all know the wireless will not work once the control housing of your detector is submersed in the water.
That's right. That's right. Wireless will not work. So just read your manual, reread it. Go out and play in your yard. John David does that a lot. Um, just to play with it. You don't have to always be out on a big hunt. Go out in your yard, play with it. Familiarize yourself with your detector. That's the best thing that you can do. Know your detector.
Totally agree.
Well, guys, it looks like we're at that hour again. So I wanted to say thank you to you, Jeff, to you, Joe, to all of our members on here with us tonight. Hopefully you learned something. Thank you, Jocelyn, for helping me do all this, especially Jocelyn, because she's had tooth trouble. So we're saying a special thank you to you, Joss.
And came up with the idea for the show.
And came up with the idea for the show, right?
Absolutely. She's my sister from another mister, and you two guys are my brothers from another mother.
There you go.
Good.
Nailed it.
Hey, at least he admits it. What can I say? Hey,
He's family. He's
that's
family.
it. That's it. He's a funny guy. All righty. Next week, Terry Shannon will be here, and we will be giving away 4 of his new book. And make sure that you are tuned in. I will be posting a video tomorrow with that giveaway. So make sure that you check it out right here on Treasure Talk YouTube. Also, get over to Instagram, find Myers Metal Detectors. Keep your eyes open. There's going to be some Instagram specials coming from the Guru on Instagram with a special code for you to get some discounts on stuff. So make sure you follow him on Instagram. And if you happen to see Joey V, Big Poppy out, say hello. And everybody, we thank you. Thanks, Joey V. I'll be talking to you soon. Philip, my brother. Jocelyn, my sister. We will see you. Thank you very much. So happy hunting, everybody. And good night from us.
Good night, folks.
Awesome. Dig deeper, my friends. Have fun metal detecting. Treasure
Yes,
hunting.
indeed. Call Phil. If you don't
Yes,
have any,
call me tomorrow. Want my phone to ring off the wall.
237-1939.
Call him right now.
That's right. Don't call him now. Call him tomorrow.
Call me tomorrow.